Oh, yes. John McCagg here again. Trust Crash Course, yes. Monday at noon. Now, Thursdays at 7 p.m. too. Both times. 2 times per week if you want to. It's kind of like live chat or whatever. We're covering the basics of the trust that we have a course for, right? You take a course, you learn this information, and then you operate a trust, which is tax-free. You don't even have to apply to get tax-free nonprofit 501c3 status. It's a trust. It's already got that status right when you start it, right when you open it. It already has that. It's already a nonprofit. There's no application or nothing like that. All right, it's EM. There's no application, nothing like that. So it's like we're just focusing on that because it helps so many people. It also has a lot of other benefits as well that a lot of people are experiencing. But hey, the basics, we're gonna start at noon. So John McCagg here. That's all. Any questions? Just throw them out there as I go. It's good. I do this live, so you just have any questions, whatever. We get all comers up in here every week. Let me tell you, but that's what makes it real. And because this is like, oh, I haven't been told this before. Well, yeah, this is. I'm the author of this, so I copyrighted it. Okay, I'm the one that did this first. I'm an accountant, with an MBA, master's in accounting, and 30 years experience in business. And I lost everything in the big crash of 07, 08. Helped a lot of people with their debt. Became legend at that. More than 50 court cases against the bankers and so on. And I showed people how to get it out of debt for a long time. But then, okay, that's cool. I don't want to be a one-trick pony because it's more than that, Because, the courts are really fake, So our system is fake. And so it was like, what could give people real protection of themselves and their assets, in a way that, the wealthier elite are doing the same thing, the elite that are running everything, are operating a trust like this. So it's totally legal. You see what I'm saying? It's just really super hidden, and nobody has attempted it before, but I did. And so I got the outcome. Hey, this works, everybody. No problem, And so that was 2016, when I've been posting proof ever since. And been helping other people ever since. They've been operating this trust too ever since. Not a ripple, no problems, nothing. Everything's great with everybody. So let's go into it. I think we got a couple of people here. We're started. So what are we talking about here, this Trust Crash Course? Yeah. We're talking about a course. You get this online course. We help you through it. You get my time with it. You get email backup and really everything you need. We got a team of people here, and it's not that complex when you know what you're doing, and we try to make it simple and everything for everyone, so everyone has success. It's just to figure this out, took me forever, but then I turned it into, okay, everybody needs to know how to do this. We need to have as simple as possible a course, and at the end of the course, you know how to operate your own tax-free trust. And that means instead of using your business called the person, right, straw man, corporate soul, whatever you want to call it, it's not you, right? But we get this business at birth. It's like, oh, it's you, it's your ID. No, that's a business called a person. Then it's like, well, I need something better than that, because they can empty that bank account and stuff. They can mess with your person business. But if you operate a trust like this, hey, it's not yours. It's not mine. I'm just trustee. I can do anything I want with it. Oh, aren't you clever? Yes. And now I'm clever like the elite. And you get this EIN, right? You get from the IRS, you get an EIN that you never report taxes, you never pay taxes. So, and you can use this trust, right? It's just a bank account with a payment gateway, whatever, right? You can use it for any individual, any business, whatever financial situation. It doesn't matter. You can use this trust. You can open up a bank account and use a trust, okay? So, yeah, tax-free trust. Marvin, hey, sweet. All right, Marvin's here. That is great. It's always good when Marvin's here. So, okay, and you're like, wait a minute, tax-free trust? Yeah, it's in the IRS code. Because what do you want? You want a 501c3? Oh, I want to have a nonprofit. Yeah. Well, let's say get one without asking them how to do it, right? Because, look, this is their code, right? Special, this is section 508. See it at the top here? This is section 508 right here. Okay. And special rules with respect to section 501c3. Oh, cool. Those organizations. All right, what do we have here? A, new organizations must notify Secretary of State that they are applying for recognition of Section 501c3 status, except what's in C, as provided in Section C. Oh, okay, what's down there in Section C? And the exceptions. Is there a way to get, what? Okay, there's an exception to what? Notifying the Secretary. In other words, applying, right? That's notifying, applying. No, you don't notify them. They don't notify you, right? There's an exception. And these are mandatory exceptions. They'll never go away. Mandatory. Churches, oh, everybody knows that one. Great. But there's a comma. There's more than that. They're integrated auxiliaries, comma, and conventions. What's a convention? Look it up, Black's Law agreement between two parties. And that, or persons, which is fine. There are many kinds of persons. There's a natural person. There's the corporate person. Signed as a natural person, the corporate person. We get this question all the time. In other words, you can have your own trust and run your own trust, and no one else needs to be involved in it. Anyone can do that. You can have more than one. You could have you and your wife, you and your family. You and your business partner. You can do whatever. It doesn't matter. But the point is, it's never pay taxes. Never, see that? Never pay taxes. Isn't that wonderful? All right, reasons why. Hello, indeed. Here we are. And the O. Crystal O. Marvin, reasons, as the song says, reasons that we're here. Yes. Reasons that we're here, we have to remove those reasons that we're here and get rid of them. And this is a good start. No more karma with the IRS. Don't have to tell you anything. Don't pay anything. My karma's over with the IRS forever. Yay. And so can yours be. It's really simple. Okay, you're like, okay, never pay taxes. Yeah. And never report taxes. Yeah. You get the EIN. Look, this is all you do. We made a course, all the paperwork's in there, right? You just have to, study it. It's not that, it's like sick, you could do it in a day, really, and open a trust the next day. You can do that. Absolutely, no problem. I recommend, you really go over everything 2 or 3 times. Maybe it takes you 2 or 3 days, you know what I mean? But it doesn't take that long. Okay, so it's really simple to do. But returns by exempt organizations. Now, wait a minute. This is another part of the code, right? And it says organizations required to file, okay? Right? Everyone's required to file, except, and here we go with the exemptions again, right? And what do? Except out here in 3, right? Mandatory exceptions. And look, it's the same exact wording. Shall not apply to churches, comma, their integrated auxiliaries, comma, and conventions, etc. See, it's the same exact wording. So, it's hidden in plain sight. Aren't they clever? So, in other words, they are super clever, and you can be just as clever. Because it's like, hey, president, we want to see your tax returns. It's like, well, my accountant says I can't show them to you. Why? They don't go, why? Why? Because I don't fill any out, because that's legal to do that. That's the way it is, Trump got a trust from his, generation above him. And he operates in the same trust and bankrupts other corporations into it and puts all his, donates all that money into the trust, and he gets wealthier. Aren't they clever, the elite? Why don't you be clever too? That's all. It's legal. It's in plain sight. It's legal. It's in the IRS code. Been doing this for years. No problems for anyone with any of this, none whatsoever. All right, Vance is here. Cool. What? Sweet. Oh, Kelly. All right, Kelly. All right, Kelly. Kelly's down. Good. This is the only non-satanic way to operate anything. Exactly, right? Kelly's like, let's get to the, let's put the needle in that one acupuncture point. Oh, my neck feels better already. Yes, exactly, Kelly. You're not under the authority of we, me, 33, what they call, the devil, whatever. So yes, there's no reason to report, pay taxes, whatever, and there's other great things that come along with it, like can't be vaccinated, etc. How much problem to not pay real estate probably on 40 properties in the same county in Oklahoma? Good question. Let's answer that, Michael. Really good question. This is what you want to do, okay? I'll just answer that question. That is such a good question. There's simple questions, but the answer is not always, as simple as the question. But this one kind of is. Follow along here. First of all, those 40 properties need to be owned by this type of trust. Number one, right? Number one, they go ownership of a trust like this. What about that trust? It should be named like a church. It doesn't need a bank account either. This one, okay? It doesn't. And it doesn't need an EIN, but I recommend it has one. It's going to have an EIN, is what I'm saying. It's going to have an EIN. It's going to have a church-sounding name. I recommend, like a Christian church-sounding name. And then after that, then the county, this county, right, in Oklahoma that you're talking about, you would go down to the county and be like, hey, I am a volunteer at my church organization. And I volunteered to come down to the county and, because our church property, right, it needs to go, be tax exempt. So we need to apply for that, for our church property. And so, can I have that application process, please? Who has that application process? I need to have that application process. That's the specific way you ask because it blocks all rejoinders from them. You follow me? It's, hey, I'm your expert, right? You get my expertise as you do this trust. So reason I come on here and take all questions is just to show you I can answer them all. Even though I don't have maybe my, 750 or whatever videos up anymore. I have the expertise to do this for you and help you. Okay, so this trust that, those properties are owned by, right, is applying to the county then once you're given that application process. Because what are they going to say? Oh, if you ask like, oh, hey, I need your, if you just go down there and just ask them over the counter, hey, I need your application process to get tax exempt property in the county. They'll say, what property? And you'd be like, such and such. And they're like, that's not church property, it ain't going to work. See, they're going to tell you it's not going to work, no matter what. No matter what, that's their job, okay? So, that's their job. So, that's why you ask in that way, because you just want the process. You're like, what property? I don't know. I'm the volunteer at the church. How do I know? I just volunteer at the church. You see what I'm saying? If you're just volunteering in the church and going down there, okay, you get it. Anyway, you get that part. You get then you get the application, you do the application. Once you go through the application process, get approval and so on for one property, then what? It's, hey, you approve this one, it applies to the other 40. You follow me? Boom. That's it. Good question. Not that difficult an answer, right? Do they want to give you that 501c3 like status of the real estate without an exemption letter from the IRS? No. But you must remind them that's the way they gave tax exemption to every property in their county already without a tax exempt letter from the IRS. Look it up. The INGA We Trust /USA Inc., right? Look it up on Dun & Bradstreet in Pennsylvania. There it is, i.e. the government, right, that has all its tax-free property. Well, okay, it doesn't, I looked it up at the IRS and it doesn't have a tax exemption letter from the IRS. It doesn't have one. And yet all this real estate is tax exempt, all its property. So, okay, that trust works that way, great. And I was like, okay, what about churches? Because that's really it. It's the government property in churches. So you go look up churches and you're like, okay, if you know a church, whatever, go look one up on Google. It doesn't matter, right? Then go look it up on the IRS for their exemption letter. Nope, it's not there. Meaning every church is 508c1a. In other words, every church is 501c3. This is a nonprofit. It's a 501c3. But all the churches that get their tax exempt real estate get it without having the tax exemption letter from the IRS either. In other words, all the churches in the county where you're going to apply, and this is all across the U.S., and all the government land, they didn't, when they applied and got their tax exempt status, they didn't have that letter from the IRS. In other words, so that office at every county with it approves tax exemption, they never got a letter from the IRS for any other land either. So if they say that they have to have that, then they're applying the law, differently to you, and they're not allowed to do that. That's against the law. And so there's support, as I'm showing you right here. There's paperwork they can get that shows, hey, you could be a 501c3 without having a tax exempt letter. And we're going to go over more of it right now, but it's a great question. But, they know you won the game, and they also know you're not one of them. You follow me? So they don't want to let you in the gate so easy. But once you get a trust through the gate, and you get, some real estate tax exempt, you're like, well, do the rest. You follow me? So they're going to especially want to lock you for a bit, but you stick with them, and you stick with me. I help you through it, whatever, But I just redid the business finance course. It's going to go up here soon when we go live with the new website soon, and I go over the real estate tax exemption issue in that, exactly how to do it. So. That comes with the trust, and it will be coming with the trust. Actually, there's one up now in public about tax exemption already. That's on our YouTube channel. It goes through every detail. You can look at that too, Michael. I basically say what I've said and more. There, go look it up. Okay, like I said, I'll take all questions. That was a good question, and there we go. Another way to do it now, should I give this away? Should I give this away to to someone wealthy enough to own property? And listen, I consider being a landlord, basically evil. You know what I mean? Like everyone should have one house. I get our some of it's different now or whatever, but politics are all fake. Like voting's fake. Okay, voting's fake. Are there more poor people or more rich people? There are more poor people. How come? And I mean every single political office, how come they aren't all filled with poor people? I mean, there are more of them. Can anyone? And what would be the first thing they would vote to do? These poor people, you know what I mean? They would vote, oh, let's make be rich illegal. I get, hey, we're under the gun here, and you're trying to make money or whatever, but maybe you're just good at it, or maybe you're a founder. But if you find them properties, like most people that own properties, they found them here and got them for free. But this is still a way to put whatever kind of real estate, wherever you got it, into a trust like I just described it. Then this is the only trust that's going to work. I'm the only one with proof that it works. So yeah, it'll work. Is legal all billionaires do? Exactly. It's the secret to life, right? The secret to life. It is. The secret to success, as what was his name? Nelson Rockefeller, right? Vice President of the United States. The secret to success is to own nothing and control everything. That's what a trust does. So this is a secret. You're going to get the secret, you're going to get trained, and you're going to learn how to use it. they have it. Let's get a fair playing field out there for everyone. You follow me? They've had this. How do you build wealth? And it helps if you never pay taxes, never report. That's time and money back. And there are a lot of other hacks that go with this too, right? Okay. Does the trust work for a major lottery prize? Of course. What? That's a good question. What does that mean, actually? Does it work for a major lottery prize? I don't even know what that means. You follow me? It doesn't make sense. Yeah, thank you, Dee Dee. Yes, everything is fake here, obviously, where we live. Everything, all news, it's all fake. But this is real. And okay, what does this trust do? What do you say, protect your assets? What does that mean, Jack? My money. Okay, yeah, you put it in a trust. Your crypto, yes, you put it in a trust. Coinbase account, wherever you have an account. You got an account, you put in your personal information. Don't do that. Use this, the trust, name of the trust, EIN, address, da-da-da. Boom, there you go. Now, any money that's flowing anywhere, you don't report, you don't pay taxes. Doesn't matter what you're doing. This is not like an LLC or, C corporate. It's not like something else where you can operate in or personal or whatever. If you do this action, you're going to hit like this tax related, something happened, right? An actionable event happened. Oh, now you owe taxes. No, that is the way those work, but not this trust. This trust is structure related. In other words, once you start it, you get the EIN, no reporting, no paying taxes. It doesn't matter what you do. You simply never report. You do whatever you want. You don't pay taxes. That's it. I know this is a difficult concept because it's so simple. But you have to imagine, our wealthy controllers are what? If one thing, they're anything. What? Lazy. They're lazy. And so they're lazy, right? They're out on their jet skis doing nothing all day, right? You've seen them. I do. It's how they get to do it. This is how they keep their money. And so what else could you put in an asset, in a trust, I'm sorry. Your car, anything with a title, your boat, your mobile home, your truck, your trailer, etc. Anything down the DMV goes in the name of the trust. If it comes with the registration, that goes in the name of your person, because your person has nothing now. Give your person no bank account, no nothing. Go get an EBT card for it. Oh, what? That's going up to $250 a month. I just got notified. That's $3,000 a year. They're going to pay you $3,000 a year to operate your trust just through the EBT. I'm not even talking about not paying taxes, real estate taxes or income taxes or not reporting your time back. I'm not even talking about that. I'm just talking about $250 back per month EBT to your person. Real money, $3,000, thanks. And better than that, it's like your proof that, oh, I have nothing. Sorry, I have an EBT card, so run along. I have nothing. It's a shield, you see? What other government services do you have? George, oh, you're going back to the beginning? Don't do that. What? The beginning is just the same every week, man. Go live here. Okay, so you're like, oh, what do I gotta do? How many children, what, like the Illuminati, how many firstborns do I have to sell? You know what I mean? How many different women do I need to have firstborns with, or whatever their, sad state of affairs is over there. Now, this is a course you do, and we have it all set up. You just watch the videos, read it, and then you're like, oh, I have to pick the name of my trust. Yes, and this is what it should be. Oh, yes, we have that all figured out. Great. And then we have the documents. Yes. And you print them out. Whoa. Get your EIN online. Clickety-click. Boom, boom. Yay. Well, that was easy. Go to the bank. Hey, I need a trust account. Yay. This could take like an hour, whatever. Call ahead. Get a bank account, a bank appointment. And, make sure you're sitting down with the trust department and they know what's up. And you're like, hey, how are you? And you go, and that's it. You're operating the trust, and no more reporting taxes, no more paying taxes, and all the rest of the cool stuff that goes along with it. You were doing that. Yay. That's all it takes. It's really simple. It's really, really simple. Okay. Now you're like, oh, I can hear this real estate guy in the background. Yeah. Oh, he's quoting some, He's quoting the IRS saying you don't have to report or pay taxes. Yeah. Now I'm going to quote him that says you don't have to apply, right, to get 501c3 status. You never heard of it? Well, I was trained as an accountant. And I noticed, well, some people are doing something. You know, I never helped anyone with their taxes. I never paid taxes. I never filed any tax forms. I never did that. I was an auditor. And I just would notice some people were just absolutely lying about everything. And, you know, because you're like looking at the paperwork and stuff, you're like, what is going, you know what I mean? If you look at the paperwork and it's supposed to make sense and it doesn't, you're like, what's going on? You know, like certain entities made sense, but the whole system made cuckoo sense, you know, don't make no sense. So there's a lot of hidden, you know, money going on, not getting taxed and all this stuff. And I was like, wow, how does that happen? You know, and this is how it's happening. So it's like, wait a minute, you could be tax-free, right? Operate a 501c3 and you don't apply to get your tax exempt status. Yes. And here it is in black and white. We'll go over it again here. SBA, right? That's the government, Small Business Administration, right? That's it. When they did the EIDL and PPP, remember when they started that? They put an FAQ out. Hey, we have frequently asked questions for faith-based organizations, but there's more than just faith-based organization information in here, which is fantastic. So let's read it. Frequently asked questions regarding participation of faith-based organizations in the PPP and EIDL program. Okay. How will churches qualify if they've not been notified of tax, if they've not been informed, okay, of tax exempt status by the IRS? Wait, oh, okay. Do organizations, here's the real, you know, this is saying it in straight English instead of like to churches. You follow me? They're trying to confuse it that it's just churches, but you can see that first sentence was put there to be a little confusing, but now it's organizations, so you know it's broader. So let's read this again. Do organizations have to request and receive tax exempt status or just meet the requirements of 501c3 status to be eligible? That's the question right there. Do they have to request and receive tax exempt status? Right? That's a question. Great question. And here it is in black and white. Churches, blah, blah, blah. Integrated auxiliary of churches and conventions. Word for word. Lifted word for word out of the 508c1a, right? And that other non-report, right? 6033. Just lifted word for word. Here it is. Oh, okay. And conventions or associations qualify for PPP. Great. As long as they meet the requirements of Section 501c3. Okay, cool. And other PPP and EIDL requirements. Okay. Now here's a sentence that really brings it home. Such organizations are not required to apply to the IRS to receive tax exempt status C508C1A. That's it. You see, it all goes together and it says it in black and white. The government's just telling you. You follow me? So you're like, okay, that's how it all happens. Yeah. All right, let's see what we're saying here. Reasons why. It means, can you protect your winnings from being taxed as income and being taxed year after year? I don't know about that. I guess it would be, it would depend on the rules of the, you know, your gambling. You know what I'm saying? Wherever you're gambling would have certain rules. So, you know, it's a good gambler question, but I'm not a gambler. So they already kind of have rules in place. So they're like, you know, we have a lottery and, you know, because what you would do, this is how you do it, okay? Reasons why. Let's talk about how to do it instead of, okay? This is how you would have to engage with them to make it happen. You would have to go, you know what? I'm so happy I won the lottery, but, you know, I love Christ and I'm giving it away to a church. So I want nothing, and there, I give it away to this church, i.e. your trust. Trust. You follow me? And that would be the only way where there might be some rules by, you know, the overlords that you could get that money. But let's just be real, right? You're not under the we trust anymore. You're not under their jurisdiction. No one's going to win at gambling or a lottery, period. No one. No one will that signs this trust. It won't ever happen because that's just, they give it to themselves. Winning a lottery is fake. You follow me? Winning at gambling is fake. It's rigged. Get real. Okay? So it was an academic discussion, but it can't really happen. Do you follow me? So let's be real and let's answer your question real. Okay? So, let's talk about fake and real. So that's a sort of a fake question. Okay? But it's a real answer and it's an impossible outcome. You could never do it if you sign this trust. So it'll never happen. So, but there are a few principles to discuss there. Is why I discussed it. Okay? Marvin, I know some people with BBT cards in my family. Oh, EBT, I think you mean. That's the work you charge, name it. Oh, okay. Card out of your name and put it in the trust name now. AABT, BBT, I don't know. I'm not sure I get that, Marvin. Yeah. Got his EBT card, yeah. Put the trust name down. Is that right? I never heard of such a thing. Why would you want to do that? You wouldn't want to mix up government stuff with the trust. I wouldn't do that. Your person has nothing. A person is a business entity, the man of straw, the woman of straw, right? This corporate nothing. You want it to have nothing. You see? You want all liability in the person's name. You don't want it in the trust name. You don't want it there. How long does this course take? To get the trust open, I would say, 2 business days you could do it in, probably at a reasonable time. You could do it in 1. But I recommend that you take a week, though, because the business finance course comes with it, and it's about, how to get credit for the trust, and so that includes attributes of naming and so on, phone number, those kind of things. So I recommend you sort of you can get the trust open super quick, but we put the business finance course in with it now. It's combined as some of my time, right? To make sure that, you don't set up the trust with wrong choices, right? For name, blah, blah, whatever, right? So it can't get credit. You follow me? So we put them together so you have that info. So yeah, you can get the trust open in 1 day, but you could actually send this business finance information too and absorb the trust information and the business finance information and start your trust within a week. Definitely within a week. You could do it in really a day or 2 if you really sat down all the information. It's not that, I cut out the stuff you don't need. You see, you just need certain information, and that's all I have for you. I know you don't have time to waste, and neither do I. So we make it so you can do it super quickly, really. You sit down with it, you put in 1 long day, you could start a trust the next day at a bank, no problem. You could do it. But I recommend people take as long as they need to take because, you're learning new information. Nothing in your life is really going to change, actually, because you're still going to be using a debit card. You still use a bank account. Nothing in any, if you have a business, you're just changing it on the back end. Your clients aren't going to notice one single thing has changed. Nothing. It's invisible. You follow me? That's why you have never seen it, because there's no reporting, no paying taxes. It's like, oh, that was easy, right? Nothing happened. You get all this time and money back. But there's nothing out there. There's no trail of it or nothing like that. You follow me? So sometimes it takes a minute for people to absorb that information. I say take as long as you want. Once I figured this out and wrote the trust and stuff, I couldn't believe it. I sat with it for 2 months before I was like, I'm going to the bank. Okay, finally went to the bank. It worked out perfectly. So, whatever's comfortable, you follow me, but you could do it in a day or 2. That's the answer, but I recommend you do it in the amount of time that makes you super comfortable. Okay? All right. What's different about us than anywhere else, right? I'll tell you what. testimonials, right? My own, they're up, right? My own proof that I do this work. The proofs of the trust, and it's not the Secretary of State, and I put up credit cards that they would trust. Oh my God, what I put up over the years. I've even put up my social security number, my person card, my passport, my driver's license, everything. I put up everything. I have so much proof of mine. And then now we have all these testimonials for so many, outcomes for so many people, right? Our students, our clients, and they're all notarized, these testimonials, meaning they come from real people. So we're different than every other school, every other lawyer, every other accountant, because we have two levels of proof. No school has, no accountants had, no lawyers have, no professionals have this level of truth. They don't have their own proof. Like, you don't go into an accountant and be like, let me see your taxes, right? Show me how your work. Why not? He's an accountant. That's what I did. Here's my work. Here's my proof. And then here's my client's proof of no taxes. I have them both up. Okay? No one has that level of proof. You should, wherever you have your money now, with whomever, you should be worried, right? You should be worried you're not doing this. That's what you should worry about. That you're not operating this way now, because we're the only ones with proof. Everyone else is, you're like, I hope it's, wait a second, but I paid this lawyer or accountant, or, you know what I mean? I read this thing. No, but we have proof, you see, from a lot of people that it works for everyone. And I get a lot of this. People quit asking because I bring it up now myself. I used to get it every day. Yeah, but will it hold up in court? That would mean this trust would have to go to court for some reason, which no one has ever had to go to court about this trust, and never will, because it's just like the elites trust. The trusts don't go to court. What kind of, God, there's just the leading, back-ended, mind control questions from our attempted controllers. No thanks. You know what I mean? No, we train you. That's it. That's all. Kelly, track is the best. Thank you. It's true. There's a financial reset around the corner. Yeah. It'll be with Bitcoin. It won't be it'll be 33 with Bitcoin logo. It's a 3/11. 33. It's always the devil. Okay, so how do you build, if you build credit for your trust now, getting the right credit could be money, right? PPP. What if you turn that, what if you put a mirror on the bottom of PPP, and then you just picture a flat mirror on PPP right there? What we read, 666, right? So they're giving away money that they forgive. Do you have the proper, credit profile? We teach you how to do that. I mean, don't you want their money? EIDL, nobody's paid it back yet. I have proof up that clients have gotten PPP and EIDL money. I have too. I have proof up on videos. Anyone else have that you know of? No. Credit card, lines of credit, that stuff, all of the trust will teach you how to do that. No problem. Comes with it, yeah. And you're like, well, where do I have to bank to do this? Any bank? It doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter. A bank where you want. Bank where you're banking now. We recommend, banks for certain reasons, but hey, you like your bank there, whatever. Just get a trust account at the bank where you are. They already know you. It's totally cool. You're like, well, okay, what is this? It's a course for 1997. Okay, we do all, you go there on the website, libertyacademy.org. You just go there, you click, you're like, let me read about it. It's slightly different than the slide right now because we changed a course out. We're going to redo the Advanced Financial Solutions course, the mentor program, from scratch, live. Everybody be looking for that. I'm gonna do it again. Like you want to call pandemic? All that stuff is still good, but I'm gonna do more and update it. Let's go take as much money as possible from the these creatures, shall we? That's what we're doing, right? Okay. You get some of my time, 2.5 hours comes with it. You schedule it. This is crazy reasonable course. We're going to go to a new platform in a week or 2 or 3. Within a month, it's going to go up in amount. Okay, it's going to be another 20% So just so you know, we're not going to announce it, nothing like that. I'm just letting you know you can get this information, and when the new information comes out, it'll just simply update it within your, because you get an online access, and we keep that updated. So we're not emailing out information. It's just you have you go online, you're in your little library area, you're like, sweet, oh, there's the information, oh, it got updated, sweet. It gets updated all at the same time that way, you see, like a school, an online school. That's what it is. Okay. All right, so that's what you get. It's super affordable. You get a business finance 101 course. What comes with it now too? It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. That's why, I'm redoing some things for it coming out new and everything. It's ridiculous how affordable this is. Absurd. So anyway, but it's going to go up shortly. I'm just notifying you, although we're not going to give formal notification. It's just going to happen, and it's going to be a new platform. You'll be stoked, and if you're already with us, you'll be like, oh, I love it when they update their portal, because we already have the best school online. We do, simply. But it's going to get simpler and better. Just, you'll like it. All right, listen, if you have any questions or stuff, this is how you get a hold of us, all right? CD Kelly, good. Just Vance, yeah. Great. You get in this, and you get it started, and, kind of like tick off the boxes that are easiest to tick off for you in your current situation, right? Okay, open the trust, got the bank cut open, great. Okay, what's next? You know what I mean? On through the list, Okay, you're a W-9 employee. Oh, good at it. Switch out your W-9, put the trust in there. No more taxes. Yay. Doesn't work for a W-2 situation, but, now you know, and it does work for W-9, right? Independent contractors who, if you're doing any of that, nothing's going to get withheld forever. You're not going to report or pay taxes forever if you get a W-9. So even if you're W-2, you put your money in this, so you could get a lot of advantages, but now you know, oh, you mean that all I do is switch to W-9 and then I can get an EBT card? Yes. Because basically your person, right, that business, you're not going to give it anything anymore. You're going to give it perfect credit. You're going to give it no bank account, no expenses, no assets, no nothing, okay? It's going to be destitute, your person. So it's going to qualify for EBT, SNAP, food stamps, whatever. $250 a month is real money. Some states up north and stuff where nobody wants to live, right? They have like Medicaid. They have like, medical insurance and all this stuff to get you to live up there. They don't have nothing like that in Florida, right? You could get the EBT, but we got a great climate, so it's like no free stuff. Sorry, go to California for that stuff. Go to the desert, but don't come here. So, but anyway, then you start to set your person up right, and then if the person doesn't have anything, they're never going to get anything. What if someone was going to sue, quote, you, right? Which is your person, it's not you. Everything's in your trust. So I'm going to sue you. Oh, go ahead. You whip out your EBT. It's like, guess what I have? Oh, this can't go in your name. This is my only asset. Sorry. What are you going to sue? What? See, it's like the Kennedys, the Chappaquiddick thing, right? When Ted Kennedy, had that car accident. Well, this is story anyway. Who knows? History is all fake, right? But the story is that happened is, a young lady died from a drunk driving situation with Ted Kennedy driving, and so he didn't get anything on criminal, so they sued him on civil to try to get money out of the Kennedys, and they actually got awarded money. But turns out the Kennedys don't have any money. They have zero money. It's all in trust. Sorry. So, the Kopechny family got zero. You follow me? It's a way to protect your assets, you see? They can't get anything. It's very clever. It's what the wealthy elite do. Now you're clever too. Yay. It's just a course, it works for everyone. Yeah, it is life changing. It really is. Uh, it's been a while. Yeah, yeah. You get your health back, and then come get your financial health back, Kelly. Yeah, yeah. Yes, it applies to entrepreneurs. Thank you, Kelly. Yeah. Any level of situation of business, right? Online, entrepreneur, big business, just you name it. I've had a lot of different clients use this trust. They're all very happy, especially the ones that are like, you could, what? That have money. They're just like, they just freak out because they're like, this is they are like, dude, you have to put a zero behind your course prices. This is absurd. I was like, no, I'm just not only helping the wealthy, I'm helping everyone. Uh, but they laugh. They're like, dude, what are you doing? You know? Any other attorney would be charging like $1 million for this information. And what? If you're doing that for somebody rich, they pay you back that year. Their client would be stoked. So, yeah, it's good, Kelly, for sure. That's funny. Yeah, Dee Dee has. I mean, the more time goes by doing this trust, just the more the curtain is pulled back on life, and you get to see reality. And in that process, it's actually just gets easier and easier. You have to sort of digest a little more, which you were the information you didn't have. True, but your life gets, not like the government's making you safer, but you actually become safer, your money's safer, your family's safer, because you're not under the jurisdiction of the in God we trust. That ends. And so they can't physically touch you, take you, stuff like that. All the things we're all looking for, right? That true, actual freedom, you get it. Helps me because they apply for Obamacare. Cool. Yeah, I could not find your hack about how you get that Obamacare for like free or no money, Kelly. I'd love to get that, but I can't figure that out. I've just never go to the doctor, so I don't know if I'd use it anyway. But you need good health insurance. Exactly, Kelly. Agreed. That's what I'm saying. I don't know that hack, but that's an understand. I understand you pay little or whatever, but I can't figure that out. I looked into it, but it's not a focus for me because fortunately, or not. Yeah, as I live and breathe, I keep doing it. You show me, that'd be sweet, Kelly. We like to help everyone, and it's great when we have star students to send us back some information we can send back out to people. And the doctor's office, great. Yeah. You got my email. You know what's up. Thank you, Kelly. That would be sweet. How are we doing? Any more questions? Let's just handle it. The vaccine, right? Like the V is silent. CO, lowercase L, D. If you get a cold, right? Colds are serious. You need an injection for a cold. I'm telling you. The V is not silent. No, well, they won't. The V, right? The V, who run everything, right? I wish the V was silent. That's what I'm saying. Is silent to me, right? Now, see, and I get into this each week because this is one of the benefits of this trust is you're not under their jurisdiction. The unseen world plays out in the seen world. And so they literally are prevented, frozen in place from touching you should they want to apply some service you don't want. For example, hey, you need to get this puncture in your arm. I'm telling you, God made a big mistake, but we're smarter than God. Here, we got you. You're like, no. Guess what happened? They freeze in place. That happens. That's happened to me countless times now. So not with vaccines, but in courtrooms and a lot of other, much hairier situations that I created on purpose to find out. And it turns out that, hey, you're not under their jurisdiction. Yay. We have someone, a loving God watching over us, not we, not them. Big brother is the one who's doing it. We 33. It's like, we're going to save you. We're going to make you safer. Well, why do a more perfect union? We're going to make a more perfect union. What do you mean, what's a more perfect union? You mean we had a perfect union, and you made a more perfect? It's like we made a more perfect body with a more perfect injection. Yeah, God messed it up. Yeah, I don't think so. I'm not going to go with that. That logic does not apply to the logical. I'm not, because it's not logic. It's illogical. Anyway, right? So you're not under their trust. You're not under the trust of their lower God, and so they can apply services to you. They may be like, "Oh, you can't come into our Walmart unless you have a passport or a injection or a mask or whatever, right? You can't use some of their services at certain places. This trust doesn't necessarily allow you to pass through those checkpoints or whatever. It allows you not to be touched and so on, but it doesn't allow you necessarily to, they can just have a locked gate, locked door. What? You see what I'm saying? So getting things or services or something like that, it doesn't, help necessarily with that. It still applies for credit. So, it still qualifies for credit and all that. It's not like there's any disqualifications in it. It's just, the point about the application of services to you that you don't want, like real estate taxes, like a vaccine, like, like that. You say no, and that's it. If you're polite, you're like, no, I'm not under the ego we trust, so no thank you. No thank you. You don't have to make a big stink because they just get frozen in place should they, not listen to your no. That's what happens every time to me. That's how I live. Like, no. They're like, oh, yes. And it's like, well, you're frozen in place, so it's still no. I'm going to leave now. Okay, bye. Or or they're coming to your place, they're frozen in place until they have to back up, and then they're freaked out and run away, basically. So, anyway, so this tax-free trust, it has all these other benefits. We get into that with you. We help you out. It's a real school. I am a real human. It's not just an online thing. We have a team here. We have proof. We have testimonials. We have, chat, we got email. Honestly, I don't know why anyone would use any other financial quote expert. They don't have proof. These influencers, they call them, these influencers, right? Cold influenza. These influencers, as I like to call them, is more appropriate title. They just kind of, they get their accent wrong and their pronunciation wrong, but they say the truth, right? These influencers, they don't have any proof. Dave Ramsey, let's just take Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey is not going to talk about me on the show, right? Because everything I say is true, real, honest, and helps real people. Dave Ramsey is like, pay your taxes, you can't get out of them, pay your credit cards, treat your bankers like they own you. It's like, and people watch that. It's like, the guy has no proof of even, you don't even know if that's his name. He didn't, no ID, no nothing. And people are listening to this, like a TV. Why don't you go and get your information from where it's proven to work? I'm going to look at the internet. You know what? They have a way better story over here about 1099 and your sovereignty and your blah, 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 blah. None of them have proof. That's the issue. You see what I'm saying? We have proof this works. Ben put it up for years. Happy people here in chat. Everybody is fine for it. Don't waste your time. We don't have time to waste and money to waste. We just don't have that anymore. That's a luxury from bygone days. You see, we need to get the loved ones that we have under this trust, the things that we have protected, then we could go up, just keeping a roof over your head and putting food in your mouth. They're making hard these days, right? The first time I opened this trust, right, I'm sitting there, March 14th, 2016, Tucson, Arizona, and Chase Bank. I tell this story a lot because it's true. You know, it changed my life forever to open this trust. It changed my life forever. I'll never forget this. I remember this like it happened 6 seconds ago. I am not kidding. I'm sitting in there waiting to get my debit card in this branch location. It's all glass, you know, exterior, you know, crazy bank. And I'm in the, you know, chairs in the lobby waiting for a manager. It's like 4:45 on a Friday, right before they're going to close. And there were people waiting in front of me, but now the last one just went in, and I'm the next in line, and I'm the last one in there. But this like supercar, this black supercar pulls up out there. Like it's all glass windows, not glass, a glass wall. You see this? It's exterior wall. This building is just all glass panels, so you can see outside, inside, whatever. It's like, you know, a crystal palace or whatever. You know, I'm sitting in there, and you know, one of the gold wing doors, you know, and out pops this guy in a perfect suit, white and black, you know, just perfect, flip phone, chatting, walks in here, and sits next to me. Okay, it's a big place, actually, and there's got to be 30 seats there, definitely. And he's on his flip phone, and I can hear him. I don't have the best hearing, but I hear him just as he's about to hang up. He like sits down. There's one seat in between me and him, okay? He sits down next to me. There's one seat between me and him. And he's sitting there, okay, well, you know, talking about a charitable trust and so on the phone. Business talk. Hangs up his phone. I looked to my left, right? I'm like, you know, I'm like, hey, I'm here to open a trust. He's like, oh, I know. I was, you know, what? I was like, what do you mean? I don't get. What do you mean? You know? He's like, oh, I know that you're here to open this trust today, and I was like, you do? He said, and I was like, oh, this is, you know, I just had this bolt of lightning hit me, like, you know, when he says that, I'm like, this is the devil sitting next to me, literally. You see the saying, literally. And so he says, yeah, we want you to come work for us. I was like, you do? He said, yeah, you don't open this trust today, and I'm going to put $485 million in your bank account today. Don't open this trust, and I give you $485 million, and you work for me from now on. And I was like, oh, that's a good offer, but I'm not, no. Thank you for the offer, but the answer is no. That's what I said. And as soon as I said that to him, he absolutely stood right up and walked right out that door and got out of that car and drove away. And that was it. That was it. That was the offer from the devil. That was it. Now, if you don't think this course, this information has meaning, I don't. You see what I'm saying? No one can take away the experiences that are going to happen to you from changing jurisdiction. I'm just letting you know what the first timer, what happened to him, you see? And nothing has happened to me since. You see what I'm saying? Like, once you're out of their jurisdiction, nothing negative can happen to me. I'm not, you know, I've done plenty of court cases, been, you know, I brought up stuff. I was trying to expose the system, but now it's like, either way, whether I'm poking the bear or not, they can't touch me. Either way, everything's fine, you see? And in these days where people have concern and worry on their mind, they're trying to you be worried, be scared. No, this removes that. You see what I'm saying? And I found this information out before this whole, you know, made up hoax thing that they're running now, right? I found out this information before. And so they lost all jurisdiction, control, and power over someone and anyone that does this work, and assigns this trust and do whatever. You see, they lose jurisdiction. They've lost power. So that's why they're all tightening the screws. So are you going to be prepared? I mean, I say this now. Now I'm doing this twice a week, right? Mondays at noon, Thursdays at 7 p.m. Trust Crash Course. Okay, I'm doing this twice a week because you know, can't you hear the ticking of the clock speeding up? Can you not see it? Okay, can you not see the resets happening soon? Can you not see that? You know, come on. Get everything set up just right, and your concerns or worries melt away. That's what this is about, okay? All right. Anyway, give us an email if you have any questions or whatever. I like to share a little bit every week. There's nowhere else I'm doing this, just here. So, okay. No further questions. Thank you, everyone, for coming. Any further questions, contact. You're right, email us, contact at liberty8academy.org. Just email us. Hey, you know, whatever it is. All right. Thanks for being on today. Don't forget to get that tax-free trust opened up, right? The McKay Mastery Trust. Don't forget that going. Don't forget to get that course, get it going, out from under their jurisdiction, and get all the happiness that goes with it. All right. Thanks for being here. Have a wonderful day, everyone.